What's up, everybody? Here we are with our wide receiver prospects. And at number 1, we have Calvin Ridley, 6 foot, 189 pounds, a junior from Alabama. His positives are he's a smooth strider with effortless transitions. He dominates corners if they give him free release. His speed is very consistent throughout all of his routes. He has elite separation talent. His route stems and breaks are really sharp. And he forces defensive backs into early retreat. Uses head fakes to play safeties out. He uses head fakes, and that makes safeties go out of position. Really good player. Easily number 1 receiver, Calvin Ridley. His negatives are he has a thin build, and long press corners cause hesitation in his release, and he drops it when he senses a nearby hitter, which is terrible. You need to be able to catch the ball at all times, even if there is a hitter coming. And runs after a catch can be thwarted immediately by the first contact. His pro comparison is Marvin Harrison. And at number 2, we have Christian Kirk, 5'10", 200-pound junior out of Texas A&M. His positives are he has good strength in upper and lower body. He's quick in and out of his breaks with sharp turns. He can catch low throws, and he has kick and punt return value. Very talented player. His negatives are he has shorter arms, needs to play better with knee bend, and he needs to use strength to combat tight coverage underneath. His pro comparison is Sterling Shepard. At number 3, we have Courtland Sutton, 6'3", 218-pound junior out of SMU. His positives are he has a big durable frame, unfazed by oncoming contact. He can work in the middle of traffic. He uses body positioning and extended catch radius to pry open throwing window, and he's a very physical blocker. His negatives are he's a faster corners sit on routes and contest him, defaults to bodying smaller corners rather than looking for clean window, and he doesn't show separation burst on first and second levels. His pro comparison is Brandon Marcell. At number 4, we have DJ Moore, 6 foot, 210-pound junior out of Maryland. His positives are he has a very good combo of size and speed. He is a great teammate. He has very quick feet, and he has this athleticism to catch passes way behind him, which is huge because not many receivers can catch behind him that way and turn themselves in such ways that he does. And he's very dangerous on bubble screens and hitches. He will take off on you. But his negatives are he allows corners to crowd the top of his routes. He needs to improve in route running. He doesn't have feel for body positioning and capturing catch space. His pro comparison is Pierre Garçon. At number 5, we have James Washington, 5'11", 213-pound senior out of Oklahoma State. His positives are escape press, vertical talent. He accelerates from stems on post routes and creates open deep looks. He has runaway speed after catch or will get physical to add yardage. That is huge. Not only is he tough and can fight through the contact, he can run away from the defenders as well. He is so fast. Good hands as well. And his negatives are he has issues finishing contested catches on first and second level. He lacks short area footwork to win underneath tight man coverage. And he was rarely challenged by press coverage. So in the NFL, a lot of teams press. And since he was rarely challenged by it, it's going to be really hard to come to the league and try to be dominant right away. And his pro comparison is Corey Coleman. And at number 6, we have James Washington's teammate, Marcell Ateman, 6'4", 216-pound senior out of Oklahoma State. He has very good size. His ability to run entire route tree. He has body control. He can twist and secure in midair. Natural hands, long and tall target, and he's a toe toucher on the sideline, on sideline catches. He will catch those sideline passes. He will make sure he is inbounds. He tries his hardest to be inbounds. And his negatives are he doesn't always play to his size. His route speed needs more variance. He takes time getting off press, and he allows corners to crowd the top of his routes. Pro comparison is Brandon Coleman. At number 7, we have Deon Cain, 6'2", 202-pound junior from Clemson. His positives are he's a good runner after the catch, Good near boundaries. Physical when balls in the air. He gets into routes with vertical push and forward lean. He's a great deep threat, and he's a competitive blocker. But his negatives are he needs to expand his route tree, doesn't separate good underneath, needs to play stronger through his routes, and he has way too many false starts. His pro comparison is Roddy White. At number 8, we have Simmie Cobbs Jr., 6'4", 220-pound junior from Indiana. His positives are he has amazing size and a great frame. His body control downfield is amazing. He can body and separate near the goal line like a tight end. His route running is smooth. He destroys zone coverage, and he can also block. His negatives are he gets derailed by strong press corners, doesn't escape tight man coverage, and struggles with low throws, slow stutter and go. His pro comparison is Des Bryant. At number 9, we have Donte Pettis, a 6'1", 192-pound senior from Washington. Positives, he's a good athlete, can play outside or from the slot, good route runner, natural pass catcher, works back to the throws. And his negatives are physical corners will throw him off his game. He needs to get very strong. He needs to get stronger. And 6 out of his 7 receiving touchdowns in the 2017 season were against 2 teams, Fresno State and Oregon State. So besides those 2 games, he only had 1 receiving touchdown, which is very odd. And his pro comparison is TJ Houshmandzadeh. And at number 10, we have DJ Chark, 6'3", 199-pound senior from LSU. His positives are he's a good combo of size and speed. His acceleration is smooth. He's a blocker. He has breakaway speed. Double moves will leave defenders off balance. And he's a punt returner. Negatives. He runs upright in his routes. He's a bad hand fighter. Limited to linear and round routes on second and third levels. His pro comparison is Chris Conley. Number 11, we have Anthony Miller, 5'11", 190-pound senior from Memphis. Positives, he's effective setting up route stems, accelerates out of cuts, creating throwing window, can work inside and outside. Good on all 3 levels. He creates yardage after the catch. And his negatives, ball security is a concern. He had a fumbling issue. He's bad against zone corners, and his routes carry wasted motion with excessive arm and upper body action. His pro comparison is Kendall Wright. At number 12, we have Alan Lazard, 6'5", 227-pound senior out of Iowa State. Positives, he has amazing size and frame. He's smart and extremely physical. He can catch low throws. He uses elbows, shoulders, hips, and hands to shield defenders from the catch point. He can pluck and tuck it quickly in traffic. His negatives, he doesn't have speed to force corners to retreat early. He is a little threat after the catch, and he can't escape tight man coverage. His pro comparison is Leonte Carroo. Number 13, we have Keiki Cootie, from a 5'11", 180-pound junior from Texas Tech. Positives, he has tremendous deep speed that destroys any cushion left by the corner. His separation is easy. He turns slants and crossing routes into long touchdowns. That's how fast he is. And his negatives are he has a spindly frame. His play strength is lacking. He has an inconsistent route pace. He's not very tough and struggles to play through contact. His pro comparison is John Brown. At number 14, we have Equanimeous St. Brown, 6'5", 214-pound junior from Notre Dame. His positives are he is tall, he has long arms, he plays outside and in the slot. He's way faster than he looks. Very easy for him to maneuver through the traffic in the middle, and he has very few focus drops. His negatives, he struggles against physical corners, low competitiveness, hand strength is below average. His pro comparison is Andre Holmes. And at number 15, we have Braxton Barrios, a 5'9", 186-pound senior out of Miami. His positives are he's an early burst into routes that turn into separation. He's a punt returner. He has great hands, routes are crisp, and he makes sudden body adjustments. Negatives, he's short, has short arms, lateral agility is below average, and he can't block. His pro comparison is Danny Amendola. And now we're going to look at guys who just missed the top 15, but are also pretty good receivers that could make NFL rosters. At number 1, we have Tre'Quan Smith out of UCF. Number 2, Cedrick Wilson from Boise State. Number 3, Daesean Hamilton from Penn State. Number 4, Auden Tate from Florida State. Number 5, Jazz Peavy from Wisconsin. Number 6, Jaleel Scott, New Mexico State. Number 7, Dylan Cantrell from Texas Tech. Number 8, Javon Wims from Georgia. Number 9, Devontae Boyd from UNLV. Number 10, Antonio Callaway from Florida. And number 11, Ray McLeod from Clemson. I hope you guys liked this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, maybe even share it with other huge football fans that are looking at the 2018 draft prospects. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be making more videos on these prospects.